SMD Law is the official law firm of the Spartan Nation. Check them out on the interwebs at smdalaw.com or at 866-529-3537. No matter where you are in the state of Michigan, Upper Peninsula, Lower Peninsula, it doesn't matter. They have an office near you. So whether you need to send a letter to an annoying neighbor, or you're a criminal and you need defense, maybe you just have problems with elder law, check them out, smdalaw.com today. The official law firm of the Spartan Nation. Call them first, then you act.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly with Spartan Football Week 1. Week 1. And you know, if we're talking the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, we're bringing in Spartan Nation senior writer, legendary state of Michigan prep high school football and basketball coach. This is his 9th year as part of Spartan Nation. Either he's getting old or I'm getting really, really old. Let's bring him in, the great coach, Chuck Grenier. Coach, all right, 9 years, friend.
That's hard to believe, isn't it? 9 years.
Now, let
me
finish. That's not starting our 9th year. We just finished our 9th year, so this is beginning of year 10.
Wow. Time does fly. No doubt about it. I am getting old.
Well, you know this. I love you and your lovely wife, Becky. You are dear friends, and I appreciate you being part of Spartan Nation, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Chuck, I want to get into the good, the bad, and the ugly. Camp is now over. We're officially into game week. Your thoughts on what you saw all the way through camp and where they are right now. Now, I want to first start with my prediction, which you saw came out earlier today. In fact, it came out at 12 noon. I said, my job is to not tell people what they want to hear. My job is to tell people exactly what I'm hearing on the inside. When I hear things, I heard a lot of great about Brian Lewerke. Then last year, we started to hear some reservations, and I reported those. People are like, oh, he hates Brian. I don't hate Brian. I think Brian's a great kid. I would love for Brian to marry my daughter. That's how good of a kid I think he is. But I have to report the truth. Now, privately, everything I'm hearing is that this offense is vastly improved. I'm hearing it from offense. I'm hearing it from defense. I'm hearing it players, coaches, whatever. And I said if they get into the top 50, this is a team that could win the Big Ten in offense. And being in the 12th top 50 is not a long shot for a Michigan State program that should be there. So going on purely on what they're saying, I'm predicting them to go 11-1 and lose to Ohio State because that game's going to be in C-Bus. Your thought?
I think you're spot on with that, and everything that I've read from the players, the coaches, your interviews that you posted on the forum, everything that has been done preseason going into this game week preparation has been extremely positive. Extremely positive. The new faces that they've talked about, the different attitude of the offensive line with Bowman coaching it now, the defensive lineman interviews talking about the offensive line, how much better they're doing. This just seems like there's just a high note right now going into the season. And again, Friday's going to be the proof in the pudding. We're going to see for sure. And I will warn Spartan Nation, though, that historically speaking, D'Antonio teams have started out slow offensively every year for some reason. He likes to hold back certain things. So, keep that in mind. But the optimism is really, really high coming out of camp.
Coach, I've got to say this, and I don't mean this braggadociously, but you have spent so much time with me privately. Do you not agree? We don't really listen to what people say on the record. Because, last year publicly they were saying, oh, it's going to be better than 17. I was reporting it wasn't going to be because of what I was told, and I told you who was telling me stuff. Off the record's what we really listen to. Do you not agree?
I agree, totally.
Okay. Coach, you saw in my War Room article today, and I wanted to get your thoughts and analysis of it and your insight, that yes, D'Antonio likes to start slow and save stuff, but he's getting so beaten up in recruiting. Does he need to unleash the offense early in order to help the recruiting? They need a quarterback. They need a running back, a couple of them. They need offensive tackles. Does he need to open up offense since his offense is getting killed in recruiting?
I think so, and here's what I'm thinking on that. He's not reinventing the wheel, and with Brad Salem calling the plays now, there's really nothing new football wise that other coaches have not seen at some time or another. And I think what he needs to do to keep this optimism and this momentum going forward is to show a little bit of stuff that to his players too, that things are going to be better, things are going to be a little bit more opened up, and that the offense is going to be there. I think it's for the fan base and for the players. You just got to open up a little bit more, and after last season's disappointment, I think you have to do that. I think you have to open up.
We're talking to Coach Chuck Grenier, the good, the bad, and the ugly with Michigan State football. Coach, I want to go back to something I said in the War Room. This isn't necessarily just about football, but it is about MSU athletics. I talked about why Mark Hollis left. The Board of Trustees knew he had no oversight of Larry Nassar. Larry Nassar was not under his purview. And as the Nassar scandal grew, and the media, not all, but many, performed journalistic malpractice and started blaming him, he went to the board and said, I need you to come out and tell the truth. This guy wasn't under my purview. I need you to defend me here. They said, no, your job's not in jeopardy. There's no need to do that. You're fine, you're fine. Well, him and his family took the abuse because of journalists who didn't do their research. And when they went out and endorsed Luana, after saying the lawyers told them not to endorse anyone, and then the ESPN hit piece came and his family was getting smothered, he walked away. So you know what? You want to defend her, not me, that's fine. And I said, Luana now is facing serious charges. If she is found guilty or pleads guilty to any crime, every member of the board, regardless of their gender or their political party, who was a member of the board at the time that they went out and endorsed Luana, should either have the integrity to resign or the governor should remove them because they endorsed her and they're the ones trusted to oversee the university by the people. And if she's found guilty of anything, they didn't. They let Hollis go and endorsed her. If she's found guilty, they all have to go. Agree or disagree?
I agree. I agree totally on that one. The problem with Mark Hollis was, he was there and in that position that he was in, and according to what the media does and what you hear about Michigan State University, even a professor of biology or anything is guilty by association with Larry Nassar. That professor had something to do. That's just the way the media conducted this one, and it's really unfortunate for Hollis and his family and that board of trustees. They should feel the wrath of the situation too.
Coach, I didn't get into it. I'm going to get into it later. But in the War Room, there was one sentence that got a lot of people talking when I said there were other times the university overrode or ignored Hollis that ended up causing great controversy, and he got blamed for stuff he didn't do. And I put more on that in another article. What did you think of that?
I think it's typical of people that are in higher positions or positions that could do stuff that, there's in business school, if you take business school, they're going to talk to you about a thing called Peter's Principle, where you're elevated to a level of incompetence. And I think Michigan State had some people that were poster children for the level of incompetence. And if they would have had a man like Mark Hollis at the top instead of the athletic director, maybe some of these things wouldn't have happened. But that's just the way, unfortunately, that's the way this situation and other situations have went down.
Boy, people really want to know what those are now, though.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
And I'm going to reveal them because I'm going to tell you there are some things that Mark Hollis took a lot of grief for at Michigan State that had nothing to do with him. And when people start to find out who they had to do with, I think there's going to be a lot of angry people, Coach.
I agree. I totally agree.
All right, Coach, I'm going to give you one last chance. I said 11-1 based solely on what the coaches and players and everyone else are saying. What did you think when in my prediction article, I asked 20 media members, donors, and administrators at Michigan State how many wins Mark D'Antonio had to have this year for it to be considered a success. Anything less than that was a disappointment. 19 of the 20 said 9, 1 said 10. Agree or disagree?
I agree. I think success is 9, and I think a great year is 10.
All right. This has been the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly Spartan Football Week 1. Next week, we'll actually have a game to talk about. We'll be back. Game to talk about.